Let's start recording, see if this works now. For some reason OBS is being funny. Or maybe I've just not got the settings right. But anyway, basically this is going to be a beginner's guide to a ground slam marauder, although you can use other AoE spells as well. You could use sweep and whatnot, but the ground slam is probably the easiest. So let me just go to my hideout real quick. So yeah, basically when I first started this game, I just started this league anyway, so I'm new and I was struggling to find videos that helped me out, because either it was too gear dependent or it wasn't easy to play, or maybe I just didn't enjoy it. But basically I found this to be the best build for me in terms of beginners and able to run some decent maps. Like I've been able to do 7s and 8s and ignore all these maps, but I've done all the others already. I just haven't. I've done like the Jungle Valley before, Terrace. I forgot the other ones. Tier 7s and a couple of Tier 8s, and I've just got this map, and I'm gonna try this after I show you all my passive tree and gem links. I'll go over the passive tree first. So there is 2 ways of doing this. I found 2 optimal ways. What level am I again? 83. So when doing bandit quests, you help Oak in normal. You can help either Oak or Kratin in crawl. It doesn't really matter. It's preference. I prefer. I would prefer Kratin for the attack speed, just because I'm using a Marauder, which, as you can see, lowers your attack speed. But to go over my passive tree, so you always want to get Resolute Technique, and you want to get there as quick as possible. So I usually get this note, go down here, go up this way, and get Butchery. I usually get this first, but you don't have to. You can go straight to it. But these are the basic notes that you want first. I always take these 2 just because, you know, as a beginner, you will lack intelligence and dex. So after I get this, I usually get these straight away. It helps you to use things like faster attacks. If you run Hatred, Blood Rage, Cyclone and Hypothermia, I'll get to that later, but Arctic Armor, faster attacks, they all require dex, and then the intelligence helps later on with things like Concentrate Effect. If you want to use Enfeeble, where is it? The Summon Golem, where did I put it? Summon Flame Golem, you need intelligence for that as well. I don't think you need it for anything else though. No. Anyway, so that helps a lot with things like that. But normally, yeah, so you would go here first and then get Resolute Technique as soon as possible. I wouldn't get these notes in normal mode, at least. And you don't want to limit your leveling to maces, and these are mace notes. So I would not get these until later on. But there is another way to do this build, which is, instead of taking these 2 notes to go up here, you would instead go here. Take these 4. However, then you would go this way and pick up these 2 notes, which are actually pretty good. Juggernaut is pretty good. I think you spare maybe 1 point you save in the end from going this way over here, and then here you save 1 point. So you spend 1 extra going this way, but you get this note. And you also get a little bit of attack speed and damage. So it's preference. You would in the end not be able to get these though. But it's not that important. Again, this is mainly for beginners. So reaching high levels, sometimes, you know, we don't get the opportunity to do so, especially if you're more of a casual player and don't get a lot of time to play. But anyway, that's one way of doing it. But I decided to try, this is the way I went before, but I decided to redo my points. As you can see, I have no refunds left, and go this way. You will finish this build, and by finishing it, I mean you will get all of these notes. You will take these, and these, this is important as well to note, the stun mastery threshold reduction, and then these as well. And you will get over here, this is another very important part of this build, life leech and mana. All in all, these four will give you 2%, which is like Warlord's Mark, and 0.8 mana, which is more than enough. I'll show you later, and you will never lose mana. But yeah, so with this, going this way, skipping these notes, you will finish this build at level 78, I believe. You will not get these 3 notes though, yeah? Yeah, you will finish at 78, I'm sure 78. But where have I spent my... Oh, I've got 2 points left. So I've got 2 points left, which would be 81. Right? And then I've taken these 3 notes. So that'd be 78. So the core build gets finished at 78, and if you go in this direction, skip these 2 notes, you go down here, so then you would not get these notes here. You would come down here, then go straight here. You finish the build at level 81, so 3 levels later, but you will achieve all of this. If you're going this way, you can also go these 2 ways for the extra 10 intelligence instead of 2 strength. You get 1 strength, 1 intelligence. It's a preference. Actually, I think this way would be better as a Marauder, just because the intelligence does help. It can give you an extra level or 2 on your what's it called again? This concentrate effect, which makes a fair bit of difference to your damage in the end. So yeah, this is a skill tree. You go here first. These 2, you get 1 of these 2 notes. It's up to you. I prefer this for late game. You go up here, you get Resolute Technique first. Now from here, you don't go up here yet, or here. You save these points, and for me, you come down here as soon as possible. You don't need Unwavering Stance till about Merciless, but you can get it in Cruel. But it's 1 point anyway, I got it, because why not? And then, but these 3 points, get these as soon as possible, get these before maybe Cruel, definitely before Merciless. And then let's say you wanted to go this way, you'd get this. You come straight to this, Art of the Gladiator. And then you come down and get the Destroyer. Now from here, you can come this way and take these notes, but to be honest, you won't. You can always use a mana potion until you get to Merciless. As long as you get these notes here before Merciless, you should be fine. But then what you're looking to do is take the AoE notes. Come up here, take these notes, get to Amplify. And then, you know, usually in Cruel or Merciless, you've probably started to find some maces that you really like. Now, it's important to note that Ground Slam needs to be put in a mace or staff. We're not using staffs, we're using maces. So we take the mace notes, because at this point, you want to be using Ground Slam. It makes a big difference in Cruel and especially Merciless. But yeah, so then you want to go up, get the AoE notes, and come here and get these notes. Bone Breaker, very important, and then Skull Cracking. This is your bread and butter actually, because you will be stunning. Culling Strike makes them, once they reach low HP, they just instantly die. Even a boss. You need these 2 notes here. They reduce the stun threshold, and this one as well. Along with these, I believe it adds to something like, let's see, 10, 15, and 18 on this. Yes. So that's a lot. That will make a big difference. It will allow you, it will push their stun threshold lower, which means you don't need to do as much damage to stun, and stunning is very, very important for us beginners. Now you don't need to take these 2 notes, it's preference. You can take these 2 instead, and skip these two. It's really up to you. I prefer these. Bit of attack speed. It's what is it? 6% physical damage for 4% attack speed. And since we're using Marauder, I like the attack speed. This, you want to get this for Merciless, just for the fire resists and the life. You will need these notes, definitely. Once you get these and you get into Merciless, you should no longer need mana potions. This gives you life and reduce mana cost. And then you just want to fill out the rest of this. If you're going this way, it's fine, you're going to finish it at level 78 anyway. But you can hold out on these 3 notes if you need to. And fill out the rest first. But these you have to get. These are very important. You will get these in the end, but sort of like you can get them at the end of your build. And then you go up here and take Constitution. By that time, every level you grow, your HP will be enough to survive big hits. And then, so I'm level 83 now. So I've got 2 points, and when I get 1 more point, I don't know yet if I'm gonna go take these or take these. Eventually, I will take all 6, but probably I'll take these first. But we'll see when I get another level. As for flasks, as long as you make sure you always got a bleeding one. I prefer these divine just because they have more time. Ideally, you would want an increased amount recovered, just because you will gain more HP. As you can see, I've got almost 5k HP. This will not heal me to full. You are gonna want 1 speeding, although it's not necessary. But I am using Whirlwind as my single target, so I need it. Armor 1 is pretty important. You do want one that cures curses. But you can go from there. You play the game. You see what you like and need the most. You always want 1 to freeze though, because if you do get frozen, you will probably die, frozen or stunned. So I'll go over gem links now. I do have 2 5 links now. I only just linked this one, done this myself actually recently. For a long time I was using 4 links and I was not using a Marauder. For 4 links you can use Ground Slam, Melee Fizz, Multi Strike, and you use Stun just because you really do want to stun as many targets as possible. Now for a long time I was using Heavy Strike in a 4 link as my single target. I think I linked the same things: Melee Fizz, Multi Strike, Heavy Strike, and Stun. But when you can also use, I found this out recently off a guide actually, and I tried it out and I was amazed at the difference. If it's a Cyclone setup with Melee Fizz, not Fortify. That comes in with a 5 link. So it'd be Cyclone, Melee Fizz, Concentrated Effect, and Hypothermia. Now Concentrated Effect will make your Cyclone area damage area a lot smaller, so it is for single targets, but the damage increase, as you can see, 54%. That's a huge increase. And Hypothermia, when you read it, maybe you don't think it will do that much more. I don't think it shows it on the DPS tooltip, although I'm not sure because I am still a beginner myself. Really, this is my first league. But basically it does more damage to chilled enemies. Now we use Arctic Armor, so wherever you move and when you whirlwind right through someone, you chill them, and you will be very surprised at the damage this does. And then like I said, I just recently got a 5 link on my armor. I 6 socketed it, and then I got 5 links, I think, in 68 fusings. And I put Fortify. You can put Added Fire. Yeah, I would say Added Fire or Fortify. I don't think you need life gain on hit, because I have not really struggled against any bosses yet. So you can actually stun them as well with the Cyclone, but you could, I guess, put life gain on here. But normally, again, you would only use this on the bosses, and this passive is just, these skills here will really give you a lot of leech. You will see when you try this out, if you try it out. So as for gem links, on the 5 link you put concentrated effect. You can swap this out for added fire, and the damage is not that much less. But the good thing is, I'm using a Marauder, yeah, which gives level 15 increased area of effect. So if I was to take concentrated effect out, you can see that the range is huge. You know, it's coming out here. And all of these people, all of these enemies will be stunned, including unique monsters and bosses. I stun with Ground Slam once I've got the Marauder everything in the game except for Malachi. Perma-stun I'm talking about, yeah? So they're stunned for as long as you're hitting. That's with added fire. Also, if you don't have a lot of intent, you can just use added fire. But concentrate effect does add more DPS. And with a Marauder, you can get away with it. And you still stun a large area. Yeah, I mean, I was doing this with 4 links for a long time. I basically went through the game. I was doing all self-found. I refused to trade. I just wanted to do it all self-found if possible. But I did say the only thing I would spend money on is the weapon. But you can do all the trading necessary, make the stuff yourself. I bought this Marauder. I did buy this. I forgot for how much. I was lucky enough to find an Exalt, although I did not use it for this. I found 2 Exalts now. I traded 1 Exalt for this armor. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Hopefully I didn't get scammed, but whatever. I got this armor. But before I was using that, I was using... Where is it? This armor, which I found myself. So I was using this 4 link. As you can see, it's 2 greens, a blue and a red, which was for Cyclone, Hypothermia, Concentrate Effect, and Melee Fizz. Now, I found this. I added the 68% armor myself instead of another resist because I did not need the resist at the time. But yeah, so that's it for gears. You can easily get your hideout done, get Vorissi in your hideout, and get this Artisan's Bench. And as you can see, you can 4-socket something. So like these items, if you really want to, you can just force it and then get your 4 links. Where is it? For 5 fusings. So as you play the game, you will collect currency, you will save it. If you want to trade, you can. If not, you don't. But ideally, I would suggest that you save your currency and try and buy yourself a 5-link Marauder. Just try and buy outright the 5-link. Don't buy it and then attempt to make it 5-link. You will probably spend a lot more money than needed. Try to get as near 500 physical damage as possible at the top end. I think this averages out at about 400 physical DPS. You can trade on that website, poe.trade. I did for my partner. I traded for a 1-socket Marauder, and I was very lucky in making it 5-link. I just wanted to get it 4-link, 4-socket, and it got 5. So I was like, okay, let me get it 4-linked, and I was very lucky. In 3 fusings, it 5-linked it. But it's very rare that you'll get that lucky. So just best not to chance it. But yeah, so you want to get your Marauder. This is not the best item to get. By all means, it's not the best, but it is a great item for beginners. It's easy to achieve. It's easy to save up the currency to achieve this. You can trade it. And this will make your build. You will be very strong with this. But what you're looking for in your other items is basically life, resists, and armor. Life and resist more important than the armor, but you do want armor-based items. So as you can see, I've got 400 plus armor on this with life and fire resist and a small amount of lightning. These are all self-found, by the way, or I crafted the things on here with mine. Again, armor, life, and resists. I would prefer to show you this armor actually, because this is the one that I found. So again, life, just fire resist on here. The strength also gives you life, so that 84 is about 90, 96, 97. It gives all resist anyway, I suppose. So astral plate. You're looking for late game armors. The best ones are astral plates and the glorious plates. Is it glorious? No, there's a higher one than this. Also, my gloves. You can get increased attack speed on gloves. It's good to note this. If you're ever going to trade, you can pick yourself up a good one, or you might be lucky enough to find. I could probably afford to buy much better items, but I'm trying to do self-found. So if that fire damage to attacks was physical, that would be much better. But again, life, resist, it's only cold resist, and attack speed on gloves, and physical damage if possible. For belts, if you're using the ground slam, which is my recommendation, try and get one with reduced enemy stun threshold. 12% is not bad. You can get higher, 15. But again, there's life, resist, and the flask effect duration is nice as well. I was lucky. I found this. I found this a long time ago, and I've kept it since, luckily, because I made this build. Boots. You don't need movement speed. You don't. It's not a necessity. I just found these boots, and so I kept them. I have not found one that gives me enough life and resist for me to prefer using it over this, because the movement speed makes a big difference to Cyclone. Now again, you don't have to use Cyclone. You can use Heavy Strike, or you can not use anything. But I would advise a single target spell for those higher HP mobs that, to be honest, you just want to kill quicker. It might take a while with ground slam, but it's not a necessity. But I would definitely recommend it, and my recommendations would be Cyclone or Heavy Strike. If you're using Heavy Strike, you don't need movement speed. If you're using Cyclone, I would advise movement speed. But look, there's not even any life on this, so you can see my gears are not that great. I mean, what level is this item? 56. I probably found this as I was leveling and kept it since then. Rings, you want to try get physical damage on there with life and some resist. That would be the perfect thing. You can even get some life or mana leech, although it's not necessary for the mana. But physical damage you want. This is not a great ring, but it is. I found it. I like it. Same as this. This has no life. It has no damage, but it gives me. No, sorry. It has life. It doesn't have physical damage, and a small amount of life. But I need these in order to keep my resists capped at 75. Well, you can't see it, but this 200. Blah blah. When you get into Merciless, this drops. I believe it's at 135%, which in Merciless would make 75. This I actually did trade for. I did have one before which gave 21 to all attributes and 17 to Dex Intelligence, which I found with more physical damage than this, or something like that. It had no resists on it though. No, it didn't have the physical damage, but it had more life. But I ended up trading this. For your amulet, you really want to be looking out for Dex and Intelligence with all attributes, or all attributes and all attributes. You can get that on amulets with physical damage. But generally, what you want is to cap your resists at 75. You want to have a decent amount of armor. My armor this is not even good. They recommend at least 5k. But, I don't have great gears. But this is more than enough because we are using Arctic armor. Now, Arctic armor isn't needed if you're not using Cyclone, but I would still recommend it just to make yourself more tanky. But this 30% physical damage reduction is obviously goes up once you use your Arctic armor and you have your 3 endurance charges. I do not help Oak in Merciless for an endurance charge. I kill all for the skill point. Reason being is because this build is not you're not relying on endurance charges, so I don't need it. So the extra point is what I use. I think that is about it. I will show you the other gem links. So you know about Ground Slam, Melee Fizz, Multi-Strike. It would be Stun for a 4 link, for the 5th link, Concentrated Effect, or Added Fire. Added Fire is easier on a budget, and it's better if you're not using a Marahi. But if you can, or you can afford it, go for it. You want to have a cast when damage setup taken. You want to have it the damage relative to your level and your HP. So mine's 13 just because I have almost 5k HP. So, but you can have it at around level 10, and you want to be linking that with a Molten Shell and Immortal Core. And you can put increased duration, or you can put a curse. You could put Warlord's Mark if you want, or Enfeeble. Both, I would recommend them both, your playstyle, or you can just have none, put increased duration on there. I'm using Hatred and Arctic Armor. Increased duration with Enduring Cry and Blood Rage, but to be honest, I'm planning to take this out. Blood Rage will increase, Blood Rage reduces your life per second 4% as physical damage. Now, my life wouldn't be reducing. It won't, because I've got enough health to regen. However, you become so much more tanky when you are not using it. So I prefer not to use it. On the harder maps, I don't use it, in which case I can take this Blood Rage gem out. And then I don't need increased duration as well. So it's spare sockets. So do what you want with it. Have fun. Arctic Armor, I could put that in there. And you need another 4 linked with Leap Slam, Endurance Charge on Melee Stun to get your endurance charges with faster attacks. And the 4th link could be Fortify. That's what I used to do on previous setups. But on the harder maps, I just prefer never to leap into packs like that. That's about it really. Summon Flame Golem doesn't need to be in with anything. But that's about it. I'll show you some gameplay on this tier 8 map. I've never done it before. Tier 8 maps are not easy for me. They have more life. I could probably go up higher, but I would rather not chance it. I'm not going to use Blood Rage, so let me just take that off. So let's give this a try. I actually don't even know what the boss is of this map. I believe it is one of the bandits. I think maybe Oak or Kratin? No, Kratin is in another map, I thought. But I'll show you me doing the map so you can kind of get the gist of the gameplay. On harder maps, I do like to Enduring Cry, because if ever I get hit, my Immortal Call will proc. And Immortal Call gives you increased duration based on endurance charges. But as you can see, I stun most things. And for a beginner, you don't have to risk anything. And my life regen, life leech makes me very tanky. Like for example, this monster here. There's Immortal coming. These monsters are actually pretty strong. And then for single target, just Cyclone. But you don't have to have Cyclone. You don't need a single target, because this stuns everything. So in time, you win. So for hardcore, you know, this would be my go-to build. I plan to maybe play hardcore next season. Single target. See, the damage is pretty strong. You do want to sort of like mechanically like learn how to play this ground slam mechanically. You don't want to have an enemy behind you and in front. It wastes too much time from hitting one to behind. That's because multi-strike targets the closest, or no, it targets whoever's around you actually. So it can get you into trouble because you might not be stunning someone. Like this, look, for example, I'll reposition myself. I'll just take no chances. I'm playing like it's hardcore because I would like to play hardcore next season. Oh, okay. Not concentrating. I forgot that this map has 30% more life, right? So I'm not killing that quickly. Usually I kill everything in 1 or 2 ground slams. But at least I'm stunning them. And then I'll just reposition myself. Because make no mistake, you know, you can die. You might be tanky, but if you get hit by many things at once, you'll see my health dropping. It's dangerous. And I prefer not to risk it. Because if this is hardcore, you die, that's it. Oh, is this the monsters from beyond? It is, isn't it? Oh, see now, these things are scary. If I'm not stunning them, they're really scary. Reposition myself. The monsters from beyond actually do a lot of damage. So I can just run over actually. Don't need to be that scared. Usually what you want to do is, when you jump in there to use a cyclone, just pop a movement. Potion as well. Oh, these things do a lot of damage if I'm not stunning them. See that? So that's why, you know, it's best not to underestimate the mobs, because they can do a lot of damage to you. As you can probably tell, I am a big noob. It's my first season and I by no means know a lot about this game. I just wanted to share this build with you because it's really made a difference for me. Here we go. I believe that's the thing for the summoners. Oh, boss is in there. I won't do the boss just yet. I don't shy away from anything, any mod on a map, even reflect. You can handle reflect. You just take it a bit slower. You keep your endurance charges up. When your immortal core procs, you're free to hit. Okay, so the boss is in here. So I don't want to. Oh, okay. I was just about to say, I'm not stunning him. Oh, okay. This is not gonna be easy. So I don't really want to take any chances. Ah, the monsters from beyond.
My mana is gone.
Doesn't seem too hard. Although I am lacking mana. I wonder why. Interesting. No idea what item that is.
I cannot carry this.
That boss was actually took a lot longer. Oh, maybe it was the 30%. What is this again? 30%, right? Maybe it's because they have a lot of life. Oh, I have less resistances. The monsters from beyond is scary. If you're not stunning them, they can kill you. They do a lot of damage. Okay. I guess I will just wrap it up as that. I'll just finish off the map. If you want to watch, you can. I'll just sell this shit first. But you get the gist of
What can I do for you, Exile?
How to play the character. Yeah, it's for the summoner. Don't want it. No idea what this is. Doesn't look very good. If I sell this and it's really good, then you know, that's how you know I am a noob. Oh, there is a... One of the reasons why I like Cyclone as to use as a single target, it's not. I think it's not as safe as Heavy Strike because the Heavy Strike stuns. But one of the things that I really like about it is the ability to reposition. So where I'm hit, I'll just Cyclone there, reposition, and stun everything. And it also allows me to just bypass monsters. So as you can see, I don't want to take any chances. I'm leading. probably not doing this map efficiently. Don't really know the map, so... And this is tier 8. Realistically, my gear is very easy to obtain. Maybe not early on in a league, but it shouldn't take you too long to achieve this, especially if you're doing trading. These things hit hard, by the way. Watch this. Hit me. That's enduring cry. Hit me. Okay. There you go. What's this? Oh, come on. I believe these things do physical damage. Stuck in place. So you see, if I was using Blood Rage, I would not be regenning my life that quick. So I would not be as tanky. And that's why I like it and I don't at the same time. Again, look, it's just a purple stun. It makes it a lot easier, safer. So it doesn't make it so gear dependent. And this is with a 30% life increase. That could be dangerous. If I get hit by all of them at once, I could die. I think, anyway. Masters of Beyond, I feel, is dangerous for melee. Just because they do so much damage. done. There you go. Hopefully I did not miss anything. But that is my beginner's ground slam Marauder. You can also do this with a Scion or a Templar. So as the Scion, you can go two ways. You can go up this way and go here and join up. You will use up the same amount of points as you would as the Marauder, or you can go a different route, which is actually what I have let my girlfriend do. She started this way. Took all of these notes, including this one, and then went down here. Took these, joined the tree up here. You can do the same thing here. Took these notes, so the exact same thing as me. She just finishes 2 levels later by doing it this way. Or you can be as a Templar. Again, the Templar joins straight onto where your tree is anyway. You'd probably take these notes, life and mana regen, and then go straight to Resolute Technique. You would not take these 6 notes though if you was not a Marauder. So you sort of like trade these 6 notes for like these 6 or these 6 or these 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, so he only uses 5. So he only uses 5 points. So you'd finish it a level earlier. But yeah, so there you go. That's my ground slammer. If you want to check DPS, it's not that high. I think my ground slam is just 20k, and Cyclone is just 25k. That's without any bonuses in the map, and that's using Arctic armor. So there you go. Thanks everyone. If you have any tips or whatnot or advice, just leave it in the comments. Let me know. If anyone would want a really like noob friendly beginner's guide to Path of Exile, I might consider doing a video. Just let me know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.